Hi everyone, welcome back to a video. This video is going to be a little bit different. It was a little bit inspired by Lavender Town's creepy Dravastas, and just as of late I've been watching a lot of Nightmine and Scare Theater, and I forgot their name. It's another spooky YouTuber, but I've been watching a lot of spooky videos is what I'm trying to convey. And I've always loved these storytelling videos. I've always loved videos telling spooky stories. So today I have an original. Here we go. This was by Giles on DeviantArt. I'll link their stuff in the description below. I was going to a friend's house. It's a pretty hot day. She's moving to Florida in a week, so I decided to visit her while I still could. We've been friends since 2nd grade, so we're pretty close. So, we're hanging out, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, we were packing, and there's this huge bag of stuffed animals I'm not taking. Wanna look around?" So, we look through them. We find loads of fucking cursed-looking robot animals. And we both love burning shit, so we burned a few, yeah. But then, I skinned these 2 robot dogs. And of course we laugh our asses off because of how they looked without the fur. And we put them to the side and we find this huge robot dog. So we skinned this thing and it was probably the size of a real dog. And we have this amazing idea to drape parts of its skin fur on it and pour fake blood all over it. Naturally, our first thought was to shove it in the elevator. When we take the 2 robotic dogs, we take them in a basket and we walk around her apartment building. And then at random times, the tiny dogs just barked. And we'd walk in certain directions and they'd stop barking. But if we were walking back to her apartment, they'd bark. So we were like, okay, let's use these things to guide us and explore. So we're chilling out. And when she tells me about how this whole apartment complex, which is like a condo complex, it was huge. It had different parts and buildings. And even its own dog park. It used to be a honeymoon resort, and there's random hallways and little doors and hidden areas that were just made for people to hide in so they could fuck. So I was like, well, it's time to explore. So we used little dogs as a sort of navigation device. I strongly believe in ghosts and shit, especially after this. So we were walking around. The dogs had been pretty quiet, and then we walked past the pool gate, and they just start barking like wild. So we go back to the pool gate, and we walked towards it. We find a tiny dog, tied to a pole, sitting alone. It looked like it had been there for a long-ass time. Then suddenly this lady comes out of nowhere, swooping in. She's like, "Oh, that's my dog," while laughing nervously. So we tell the lady that it's a cool dog, and we leave. We come back 5 seconds later, and the lady's gone, and so is the dog. We stood there confused, but we just decided to continue down a hallway. Let's keep in mind that this friend of mine has lived in this complex her whole life. So we walk down the hallway, and it starts to get really cold. We keep hearing random weird, almost scratch-like sounds. We're trying to be like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And then the robot dogs, as we reach the end of the hallway, start barking again. My friend gets a little scared, and so I go ahead of her. I see this huge-ass, super tall wooden door. It's at least 8 to 10 feet tall. And I yell, "Yo, there's a weird door, come over here." She comes, and there's just completely loses her shit. Like has a mental breakdown. And she goes, "That door's never been here. What the fuck? What the fuck?" We finally decide to go in after I calm her down. And the air immediately gets fucking thick. Like choking you. You can't breathe thick. And she starts begging me, like, "Can we please leave? This is so bad." But I'm really curious, so here we are. In a huge-ass empty room. At the back of the room, there's a cursed little room that looks completely dark. No door, and it's completely tile. I get a terrible feeling about going back there. My friend goes, And she literally just turns to me quickly. We have to fucking leave this room right now. I ask her why. She said it's not visible, but I can feel it in there. There's something really fucked in there. We're leaving. So we leave the room. We're both having anxiety attacks because I could feel weird negative energy in there too. So we leave and the dogs start barking. But we're like, fuck that. And then I break down so much mentally that we have to get to some stairs. And I literally had to sit down and just sobbed. And I'm still not sure why. She calms me down. I decide that we're not listening to these fucking robotic dogs for a bit. So me and my friend, we want to go get pizza. After pizza, I said, okay, we're going to go by my instinct, okay? And I decide to go to a different building. At this point, I'm going anywhere I feel is right. Then I end up finding a really cool staircase with a hallway. We go down really far, like basement level. Walk down a hallway. It started to get real stuffy feeling, and as we started walking, it wasn't just a weird feeling. The ceiling and walls really did get more narrow and then stopped. We find a door and we're like, oh, lol, what's this? My friend attempts to open it, but it's locked. My damn ass is joking around. And we kept trying, which, by the way, it was definitely locked. And I just go, well, watch me kick it in and it opens. And I kicked it. And it opened. And we just looked at each other, absolutely fucking mind blown. We go in some random ladder. And we're like, yeah, let's go. So we go up. It's a randomest part of the roof with loads of chairs. So we chill there. And we leave through another random door. Then we walk really far away and we're both convinced that there was a demon. I started crying again for no reason. My friend is sort of psychic too, but not the future psychic, like medium psychic. So yeah, we kept going, and we decided to calm down and discuss this while taking a walk around the complex. But in a different building, so we just walk around. And we see this random guy walk past us. He stares us down, and what I specifically remember is how disfigured his face was, and how he looked at us. Like he knew exactly what we were doing, and his face was half wrapped up. And he had like these huge red spots all over it. He was skinny and old. He looked like he was already dead, and I'm shitting you not. I immediately started fucking shaking. I kinda walked. My friend did too. And as soon as we got to the parking garage, we both asked, you saw that too, right? I just broke out into hysterical fucking tears. Like, I felt I was going insane. Nothing felt real. My friend managed to calm me down again. We kept walking. We were walking towards a different building, and right as we walked towards a door, that dead-looking guy walks out of it and looks at us. And I was so ready to just lay down and die. I was losing my shit, okay? So we go a different way, and I end up next to the tennis courts. My 5-year-old's ass sees a trail of feathers, and I'm like, I must collect them. So I go picking up the feathers, and I look. There's this door that they led up to. My friend and I look in the window real quick. We see someone walk towards it and look at us. And honestly, to this day, I still believe that person wasn't fucking human, okay? My friend screamed and literally pushed me. She yelled to fucking run. We ran down some stairs and ended up in the parking garage of another area. Those damn dogs were barking the whole time we ran. We got to another building, and I sit down and I'm shaking. I'm just, what the fuck? What the fuck? There's no way we're surviving. We're gonna get killed. I'm in full mental breakdown mode. I'm dissociating at this point, and I'm dying. My friend calmly tells me that it'll be okay, and she says that if we keep calm, we'll be fine. She explains to me that these are obviously negative energies, possibly demons, and that staying calm is the best way to go about it. And I'm like, yo, are we gonna go back to your apartment and get shit, and come back out here? We leave, she responds. I don't know how to get back to that weird alleyway. Okay, so I don't know him as much as you. I say, listen, I trust you to use intuition and instinct, and just Go for whatever feels right. I'm like, okay, right. I feel like I'll get us lost, but I'll try anyway. And guess what? I somehow got us back to those weird-ass inside hallways. I also ended up finding a weird-ass door that led to a dark, barely lit hallway. We are not going in there, I hear her say, and I can hear faint, weird noises. But I just say, we're going in, ya pussy. So we walk down it, and the lighting just gets worse and worse. Some lights are burnt out. Some are just flickering barely. Then suddenly, there's this one part of the hallway. One part that's just lit up so bright, it burns my eyes. I've had so many mental breakdowns at this point. We just decide to go through this hallway. And it leads us back to the pool. We're just like, oh, sweet, cool, fantastic. I can see the fucking cursed door hallway from here. So we decide, hey, let's go back and take an elevator to a random area. And please, keep in mind, her apartment is in a separate building from the one we are currently in. Her building is where we put that huge-ass robotic dog, covered in the fake blood. So we click the elevator, and we wait. And I say these exact fucking words. How funny would it be if the door's open and that robotic dog is in there? When the door opened, we screamed. It was in there. I shook furiously and hyperventilated. We waited for the doors to close, and they took forever. So we decided that we were not going to an upper floor after that. We decided, let's go to the lower floor. There are about 20 floors in this building. We were on, I think, 14? 12? I forget exactly. But we decide, hey, let's go to the 6th floor. I want to know what's there. So we click the 6th floor, and we wait for it to go down. The dog starts barking. Wait, it says 3rd floor already. And we keep going down and down and down, and it finally stops at the basement. And well, my friend is just in shock, and I'm slowly losing my sanity. And this fucking elevator door doesn't open for a good 30 minutes. We're clicking the little open door button, and it doesn't budge. When it finally does, we're so relieved. And we go through, and we find a tiny hallway. We walk up the stairs and keep walking. We find that cursed hallway again, except as we walk, we figure out this is a different one, a whole new one, and we keep walking. We find a huge wooden door, identical to the other one, and I immediately decide, yo, let's go in. This room is even bigger, even emptier, and worse feeling. There's no tiny tiled room in there, but there is a weird-ass room, full of shit, like pickaxes, axes, boxes, bags of sand, random wood planks. No fucking thanks. I suddenly get really calm, like unsettlingly calm, and then I swear to fuck, I feel something touch my arm. I look, and my friend is across the room, inspecting a pipe. I try to stay calm. And then I sort of blacked out. I don't remember what happened, but my friend says I randomly walked in the middle of the room and sat down, and just closed my eyes for a long time. She said it looked almost like I was sleeping, but sitting cross-legged. So I wake up from this blackout, sitting in the middle of the room, confused as to what happened, and why I'm in the middle of the room. I get up. We walk out of there after hearing clawing in the pipes. Not little rat claws, long, hard scrapes, and rattling. So we're just, no, let's not, left there. We went to the pool because no one was there, and just calmed down for a moment and sat next to it, just discussed everything. Suddenly, I felt something touch my ear on the opposite side of my friend was sitting. It felt like a breath almost. I have this weird urge to get up. Hey, follow me, I said, not even knowing where I was going. It was just a weird urge. I walked. She followed. My weird intuition led us to a spiral staircase in the parking lot. Up here, I say, and we walk. We go up, and there's just a weird-ass thing at the top. Nothing there except a slightly less big wooden door. And a bunch of weird patchy fake grass. We attempt to open this door, but no matter how hard we kicked, punched, threw ourselves into it, it didn't budge. I got a really random negative feeling and started crying again, but silently and emotionlessly. Like tears just came out of nowhere. We sat down, and for some reason, every other noise got drowned out for me, except what I remember being some noises that sounded like faraway yelling and indecipherable cries for help. As I'm hearing this, it sounds like people, spirits, something, screaming and crying. I'm shaking, and for some reason it feels like I can't get up. There's this feeling that felt like something was holding my ankles and my shoulders. I cried, and when I finally got up, my friend said she'd been yelling at me, even though I never heard her yelling. I was able to get up, and we decided we were stopping this. We went to the tennis court after wandering the hallways a bit more, and as we were walking in a hallway, she randomly screamed. She said she saw something, but I couldn't see anything. She was genuinely scared, not something anybody could fake. You could tell. She was so scared. And I kept trying to look down the hallway, but there was nothing. She asked that we sit down on the stairs until it went away. She said she saw a demon. At first, I was like, no. Fuck no. What the fuck? She said yes. It told her it was watching, and I was just confused and terrified. So we went a different way to the tennis courts, and we fucking burned down these robotic dogs. Yeah, we left. We went back to her apartment to discover that it was now 8 p.m. And to us, it honestly felt like 2 hours max. With everything that happened, we had left her house at 10 a.m. So we just looked at each other in fear, and I realized, fuck, my mom was coming to get me at 6. I called her, she's pissed. We go walk out to the parking garage, and as we were walking, we saw that dead-looking man again, and I swear, on my life, I saw him mouth out, watching, and we ran. I asked Mom to pick me up at a different building. When I got home, I called my friend and cried for 6 hours, because I was still in shock. I was really depressed for a week afterwards. Thank you so much if you listened to this entire video. And again, I really want to thank Kenny, aka Giles, for letting me edit and record their story and their experiences. And thanks to him, I was able to kind of get a little bit more help on the illustration because they did draw some of what they saw that day, and a lot of that went into the illustration itself. So I'll be linking all of his stuff down below. You should go watch him on DA. He's really cool. And yeah, I also opened up a Patreon. It's a glorified tip jar, really, but it has some cool perks in there, and hopefully I will be able to make some more cooler perks and put it in there for you guys. And thank you so much for sticking around. I'll be linking my own DeviantArt down there and my Insta, because those are the only places you can really find me. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a good day.